The knock came at exactly midnight. Not frantic, not desperate, just 3 slow strikes against wood. I was awake when it happened. I had learned to wake easily during the war. Every unusual sound felt like a message. The house was dark except for the small oil lamp burning in the kitchen. My mother had fallen asleep in her chair, the blanket still folded neatly over her knees. Winter had tightened around the house, pressing cold against the windows. Then the knock came again. 3 times, measured. My mother's eyes opened instantly. For a moment, we did not move. Midnight knocks rarely carried good news. She stood slowly and lifted the lamp. "Stay here," she whispered. But I followed her anyway, stopping just short of the doorway. The 3rd knock did not come. Instead, a voice spoke from outside. Low, controlled, please, not a command, not an order, just that word. My mother hesitated only a second before unlatching the door. Cold air rushed in, carrying snowflakes that melted on the wooden floor. A soldier stood on the porch. His uniform was worn thin. Mud clung to the hem of his coat. His hat was tucked under his arm, revealing hair flattened from days of travel. He did not look like the posters in town. He looked tired, more tired than anyone I had ever seen. "My apologies," he said quietly. "I was told this was the Jensen house." It was. My father's name was Jensen. My mother tightened her grip on the lamp. "Yes," the soldier swallowed. He did not meet her eyes at first. "I served with your husband." The air inside the doorway seemed to disappear. I had imagined this moment before. In my mind, the soldier would stand straight. He would speak clearly. He would deliver something official and final. But this man looked as if he had been walking for days with something too heavy to carry. "May I come in?" he asked. My mother stepped aside. He removed his boots at the door without being told. Snow melted onto the floor behind him. We sat at the table. The lamp flickered, casting uneven shadows across his face. There was a scar near his jaw. Fresh, red. He placed something on the table. A folded cloth. Inside it, a small metal watch. My father's watch. I recognized the scratch across the glass. "He asked me to bring this," the soldier said. His voice did not tremble, but it did not remain steady either. My mother's hand hovered over the watch before finally touching it. "He was brave," the soldier continued. I hated those words. They always came before something unbearable. "There was confusion during the retreat," he said carefully. "We were separated. Separated. Not killed. Not lost. Separated." My heart pounded so loudly I was certain he could hear it. "I last saw him near the river crossing," he went on. "He was helping another man. The bridge had taken heavy fire." My mother did not interrupt. The soldier finally looked at her directly. I don't know what happened after that. Silence filled the room. Not final silence. Uncertain silence. "He told me," the soldier added slowly, "if I made it back. I was to tell you he kept the photograph in his coat pocket." My mother closed her eyes. The photograph. The one taken before the war. The 3 of us standing in front of the barn. "He talked about this house," the soldier said softly. "About the sound the wind makes in winter." I did not realize I was crying until I tasted salt on my lips. "Is he?" my mother began. The soldier did not let her finish. "I don't know," he said honestly. And somehow that was worse than certainty. He stayed only a few minutes more. Long enough to describe the last clear moment he remembered. Long enough to apologize for arriving so late at night. I could not carry it any longer, he said quietly, glancing at the watch. He stood. My mother walked him to the door. Before stepping out into the snow again, he turned back. If he survived, he said, he would come home. Therefore, the door closed. The house felt smaller than before. We sat at the table long after the soldier's footsteps faded into the night. The watch ticked softly in my mother's hand. It was still running. Days passed, then weeks. No official letter arrived. No second knock came. Winter loosened its grip. Spring melted the snow from the roof. The watch never stopped ticking. Hope became something fragile and sharp. Too much of it hurt. Too little felt like betrayal. Every time someone approached the house, my heart leapt painfully. Every time it was only a neighbor, something inside me folded in on itself. Months later, an official envelope finally arrived. Different from the soldier's visit. Clean, cold, certain. It confirmed what the soldier could not. Missing in action. Presumed fallen. The words felt mechanical. Disconnected from the midnight knock. Disconnected from the watch still ticking on our table. Years later, I would think more about that soldier than about the letter. Because the letter ended something. The soldier left it open. Sometimes I wonder what made him walk through snow at midnight just to return a watch. Perhaps he needed to say goodbye on behalf of someone who could not. Perhaps he needed to know that the house his friend spoke of was real. Or perhaps he needed to hand over hope before it consumed him. The watch eventually stopped. We never repaired it. It rests in a drawer now, frozen at a time I do not remember setting. But when midnight comes and the house grows quiet, I still imagine those 3 slow knocks. Not violent, not cruel, just deliberate. A soldier knocked on our door at midnight. And for a few fragile hours, we did not know whether he had brought an ending, or the possibility of one more beginning.